Next item on the list. Arukan! This one was submitted by a fellow whose last name is Arukan, which I personally find extraordinarily fun to say. Almost painfully so. It hurts. You know what? I'm just gonna read it to you, and we'll go from there. Write about the clandestine conspiracy of having sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their frickin' heads, but the plot is foiled by 007 because he found out the CIA is working in collusion. Collusion. Excuse me. Because he found out that the CIA is working in collusion with the Libyan government to create a cure for AIDS, which was implanted by the Mongolian government because it was the reason that Kublai Khan lost the empire of China that was taken over by Genghis Khan, whose subordinate was the doctor who had used his TARDIS to counter Chuck Norris's dictator-destroying kick. Fuck it. Last Saturday I went out to the park. It's not a big park. Last Saturday I went out to the park. Not a big park. Just a small one. A little park. Out on the outskirts of Boise. I saw a man. He was sitting on a bench. Park bench. Just sitting there, reading a newspaper. I go up to him. I say, "What the fuck are you doing?" He doesn't look up from his newspaper. Now you may think that this was a rather odd exchange. Me going up to him, asking what the fuck he was doing when he was just reading the newspaper, and him completely ignoring me. But you see, I was asking this because while at the same time of reading this newspaper, and I'm not entirely certain how he pulled this off, but at the same time he was reading this newspaper, he was, with one hand, using a flamethrower. A flamethrower. I don't even know where the rest of it was. I just saw the nozzle, but he was holding it out from inside the newspaper, from the cover, with just one arm sticking out, little nozzle, lighting some ducklings on fire, which, you know, I can understand, because, I mean, ducks, they're delicious, right? Well, that's not going to be a good cigarette. I don't even know if I want to eat this. And with his other hand, still holding this newspaper, mind you, was reaching out into the pond next to his bench. And in that pond, he had on his hand a large glove. And on this glove was some very strange devices of an electronical nature that I don't quite understand, but it looked like a big head clamp thing. Like, you know, those things that clamp your head? Yeah, it was one of those. It was a head clamp thing. Head clamp. I even like just saying that. Head clamp. Head clamp. Anyway, collusion. With this head clamp thing that was specifically made, I noticed, for a slightly aquatic-looking skull. He was applying laser beams. Laser beams! No, I do not know how I knew what they were from just how they look. I just do, because I'm kick-ass. And when you can kick someone's ass, then you know what a laser beam truly is. That was very crispy. That... Not compensating. So... yeah. So... Oh my god, there's such a Freudian aspect to what I just did. Yeah. So, I went up to him and I asked him what the fuck he was doing. He didn't respond. He just kept holding his newspaper. I think something just exploded somewhere in this house. I'm not gonna go find out what it is because I'm kick-ass. And when you kick ass, you don't care what explosions are. You just walk away from them. Or you sit down and you continue talking about bullshit while eating fries. Some of which look like peanut. I've been going for 7 minutes now and I haven't even gotten through the first sentence. It turned out that instead of reading his newspaper, he had actually been stuck in the chest with a large knife, which I don't really know how I missed, protruding out of his chestal area, out of his busty substances. And I looked at the knife. It was no ordinary knife.